Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to The Cooking Show. Today, on my right here, I have the Jack, and on the left, I have the Joe. Today, they're going to be cooking for me some steak that is surely going to be marvelous. All right, gentlemen, good luck. Here we have Joe. He's checking the oven to see if there's anything in it. All clear, action. And here we have Jack. He's not even going to bother to check the oven. That is not okay. Cooking up his famous food using a perfect amount of grease. Perfection. And here we have Jack beginning his work on the stove. He's pouring some grease in. It's an absolutely excessive amount of grease. And now he's started a fire. What an absolute travesty. There is no fire extinguisher near Jack in any way, shape, or form. This can only lead to disaster. Awesome. Fire! Here we have Jack cooking up his food. Unfortunately for Jack, he did not roll up his sleeves, and now his sleeve has caught on fire. It is just a mess for the poor chef. And even worse, he's going to wash his hands. When you wash a grease fire, it only makes the fire worse. Outstanding.
Right here, Joe's checking the stove to make sure it's all good. He's using the proper amount of grease, not too much. He has a way to extinguish the fire when needed, and he rolls up his sleeves when he's cooking and washes his hands out.
Welcome everybody back to DHS SportsCenter. Today we are here with Mr. Breault, who is our special education lead teacher here at Dartmouth High. Also, he is our unified coach, and along that he will talk about our Teresa Street 5K happening on May 2nd. Welcome, Mr. Breault.
Ben, thanks for having me. Excited to talk about the 5K.
Yeah, and I've counted the times. It's probably not probably, but 7 times you've been on this show.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm always fun to be a part of it. We'll run it back once more, and I know we have another one coming up with Special Olympics too, so good stuff.
Yeah. So the first thing, last year we started off, we talked about the 5K.
Yep.
And last year it was a huge success. Mm-hmm. So you want to just talk a little bit about Teresa Street and
yeah,
foundation.
Teresa Street is a really, really special nonprofit in our area. So it was founded by all Dartmouth High alumni, and they got to a point in their lives where they wanted to try to give back to the community that they grew up in. So they founded what is called Teresa Street. The founder, Ray Paul, grew up on Teresa Street, where the name comes from, but they do a lot of work in our community, specifically with education, substance abuse, and mental health awareness. So if any organization is kind of promoting those 3 facets, Teresa Street tries to support. So we're really thankful that they've decided to kind of work with us for our unified sports and give us the opportunity to continue to grow.
And not only they do unified sports for us, they usually do it in New Bedford. So New Bedford's program too, they're still growing along the way too. You want to explain about their program as well?
Yeah, the first year we did it, it was a huge success for our program, and we said what better way than to sort of bring someone else locally into the fold, and Teresa Street does a lot of work in New Bedford. So they figured that for this 5K, maybe we could do a shared profit. So both New Bedford Unified Sports and Dartmouth Unified Sports kind of come together and put on the 5K with Teresa Street, and then we see the benefits of their fundraising.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So last year, I want to fast forward to, usually last year was our first year we did the one from Dartmouth to Payden-Narrum. Yeah. So we're running that back again. And how would you say last year success
like anything, right? Whether it's sports or education, it constantly evolves, right? You got to make changes to make things better. And so Teresa Street did that. The first 2 years, if you remember, we started and ended here at the high school, which was fun. It was good. We made it work. We had some inflatable obstacle courses. It was a fun day. But last year, Teresa Street wanted to take it up another level, so they moved the 5K to start at the high school and end in scenic Payden-Narrum Village. So you're running over the bridge, you're by the water. And this is what they're going to do again this year. So the route's not going to change. We're going from Dartmouth High, ending in Paden Village. The hope is that people will come out, they'll do the walk, they'll do the run, and then they can do some shopping or grab a bite to eat in the village at some of the restaurants.
Yeah.
Dockside Ice Cream is opening, so hopefully, if it's a nice day, you can grab an ice cream cone after you run. But we're really excited about the location.
Even Sail Off too. I mean, we went there after our, the whole Teresa Street 5K last year. I remember that, and that was really interesting. I think that was like a major part of the day, getting everybody like connected and like regrouping as well.
Yeah, again, Teresa Street stands for community, right? And they want to promote community involvement. And so they're doing a great thing by helping our unified sports programs continue to evolve in New Bedford's, right?
Yeah.
But then there's another level of it. It's community. So they want to see other community sponsors, whether it's the restaurants in the village or the shops, the local businesses, those small businesses, they want to see them have some success too. So they kind of promote both, right? They're throwing a 5K for our benefit, but it also helps out those local businesses because it attracts people there that day. So the weather last year was fantastic. If we can have a day like that again, I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, 100%. And I wanted to add on to that, Teresa Street last year, we did have the kickball tournament. I know it was a little bit of a rain show that was like impacted the factor of the event. They also do the wiffle ball tournament too. You want to explain like some of those events that they do for fundraising?
Yeah, so we're the benefit for the 5K right now, and that might change in the future, but Teresa Street has an application process, so for anybody out there that's interested, they can go on to teresastreet.org and they can find out all of the cool events that they're putting on, all the local community impacts that they're having and who they directly sponsor or partner with. But it's really cool. They do a major wiffle ball tournament. That's really how Teresa Street as a nonprofit got started. It was a bunch of us kids playing wiffle ball in a backyard, and the tournament just kind of grew and grew and grew. And they fundraised at the wiffle ball tournament $39,000 last year.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool. And they have a goal as an organization to raise over $1 million by 2030. So they're well on their way. They're in the hundreds of thousands of dollars raised so far for our community. And I just think that's really special. So we're so excited that they thought to partner with us for this 5K, but I hope that everybody can kind of check out what they're doing because it's really, really unique.
And they can find out on teresastreet.org, right?
Exactly.
All right.
Make sure to register for the 5K too.
All right, I will. Well, thank you, Mr. Breault. We'll be right back right after this. We'll have him and Mr. Capello right here.
Not bad.
Sorry.
Yeah, $39,000 at wiffle ball.
Hello, I am Brady,
And I'm Serena.
and we are two students here at Dartmouth High School.
So Brady, how do we display good sportsmanship to younger athletes here at Dartmouth High School?
That is great that you ask. Our football team displays great sportsmanship every Friday night when the youth players in the stands watch us play as hard as we can and help each other up. All of our teams here are very supportive to one another. We work great as a team and celebrate together after a big play. We respect all of the other teams that we play, showing them that we are very friendly and we want to make it a fair and fun game. At the same time, play as hard as we can. This all motivates younger athletes to follow in our steps when they become high schoolers.
Wow, I didn't know we displayed such good sportsmanship to younger athletes.
Yeah, here at Dartmouth High School, we show great sportsmanship to our youth.
We hope you can display good sportsmanship on and off the field.
I'm here with Jackson Hart and Ray Gramlich from the Dartmouth football team. Why is it important to display good sportsmanship for younger athletes?
I think it's important to display good sportsmanship for younger athletes just to kind of set the example for generations to come and just show what Dartmouth High is really about.
I agree. I think it's very important to teach these kids that good sportsmanship is important, and you're not trying to, everybody's competing for the same goal, trying to win the game. You're not trying to create enemies on the field and hate these kids. Everybody on the field is just trying to win the game. What happens between the lines stays between the lines, and outside of that, you can be friends. So I think that's really key for younger athletes to know.
One, two, three, mini soccer!
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to DHS SportsCenter. Today we're here again. Mr. Breault's coming back as we have a new addition. Mr. Capello is here with you guys. Welcome, Mr. Capello.
Thank you, Ben. Good to see you.
Yep. And first things first, Special Olympics coming up on May 16th this year, and we're running it back at the DYSA field. So you want to talk about a little bit of the partnership between DYSA and our Unified Sports Program?
Yeah, we're really grateful for DYSA. I know it's been tough in years past, but Bob Long and his group over there, John, the maintenance man, has been phenomenal with us, and they were a huge help last year, just giving us a space that was a little bit bigger. Unfortunately, we ran into some rain last year, so we're hoping that's out of the way this year, but we're really excited that we can go back and use their space. And it's right here, so people at DHS can come out and support us that day with their classes and teachers. So we're excited to be back at the fields.
Yeah, and I would like to say that rainstorm, so far, the whole entire month of April, it's already raining. So hopefully that's out the way before the time comes for Special
Exactly
Olympics.
my thought. Yep.
So, you know, it was a big, the rain was a big challenge last year because we had to move it from Friday to Monday actually, and that was the first time ever. So how was that big of a challenge from moving that from Friday when you had all the partners, all the people from local communities coming over?
Yeah, you're telling us. I mean, I think we scrambled quite a bit the day before to make sure that we could change things, and there's a lot that goes into it behind the scenes with Mr. Capello and a lot of people here at DHS. So we're hoping that, like you said, the rain is out of the way in April, and hopefully May is good to go.
Yeah, I'm hoping that is. So I know you guys done it for a little bit of a while. So you want to explain how many years you've been part of Special Olympics and all that kind of stuff, even Unified as well?
Yeah, so when I started here, we had Special Olympic events where we would actually travel with Dartmouth students. So I'm talking about 34 years ago. So I would say for about 12 to 14 years, I don't know exactly, we would go to New Bedford Folk and we'd have these school day games, or we went to Brockton before. I went to a lot of places. So over the last, with Mr. Breault, Ms. KP, and several other staff members, including the phys ed department, which has been a huge help for us in this process, and administrators, we've been able to kind of bring this back to Dartmouth. And we started with just our group. And it's just grown so big, and we have, how many now, John? I
think we're at 10 or 11 communities that are going to be involved.
10 or 11 communities, but we also will be providing at different levels. So we're going to have an elementary group going, we're going to have a middle school group going, then we're going to have a high school and actually a graduate program going. Yeah. So there'll be a lot going on that day, so we really need to keep our fingers crossed for good weather, because we need to use that entire area there. It's a nice big space for us that DYSA allows us to use. So hopefully it's not a muddy day and we can get everything off.
Yeah, I know last year when I was walking around, I just felt so many puddles of mud and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I remember at the end I had shoes and they all got damaged because of the whole.
Can send your check to Capello.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. Yeah, you know what? It's safety is the number one priority. Yeah. So if it's safe to use, we're going to use the entire field. So we're keeping our fingers crossed, and that's why we have a rain date, and we'll just monitor that as close as we can, and we'll hopefully we'll be right. Well, it'll go off no matter what. We just hope it's on the 16th.
Yeah. So my next question here, you just said 10 or 11 communities. You want to explain some of the schools that will be coming this year?
So we have some area schools that have been participating for a while now, where it's Durfee, New Bedford Public Schools. We have Case. This year, someone new. We have Dighton Rehoboth coming this year. Yep. We have, who else, John? We have some
Fairhaven, Freetown, Lakeville. All of our Dartmouth schools are going to be involved, from the elementary schools through the high school, and our graduates, of course. And then we have some collaboratives. So we have SMEC, which is our local collaborative. There is SCEC, which is another collaborative on the South Coast. So it's really, it grows. And you and I talked in our last segment about everything evolving, right? And you want to make things better or improve, and we can't say no to people. So it kind of grows each year. And I think you're going to see some really big changes, like Mr. Capello alluded to, where it's almost going to be 3 separate events going on all at once, which will be really cool. So each group is going to do different things that are more age specific and ability specific, and we're really excited for it to kind of change a little bit this year.
So back to your question, not your question, but like your response saying like you can't say no to anything. So like you talk about local vendors, like for example, like Domino's Pizza, they have always sponsored us. Yep. You know, last year for like the helpers, they had Jersey Mike's. So would you see the return of both of them coming back for this year?
We're on the hot seat now. Capello and I have a lot of work to do over vacation, and that's kind of nailing down some of those options, whether it's food vendors. Mr. Capello has done an unbelievable job of bringing in outside resources for families, because this is all about the Olympians, right? So it's not like you just want to provide one day of fun, but we want to give them opportunities to explore what's out there in our community so that they can get involved after Special Olympics is done on the 16th. So, you know, Mr. Capello's worked in the past to have Gnome Surf there. Mr. Dan, who runs the karate studio. We've had therapists that have been present. So there's a lot that's kind of going into that. And I think you're going to see a lot of those outside vendors, whether it's food or services, sort of come back this year.
Yeah, we're trying to add a little more. Bay State Gymnastics has been a great kind of friend of ours, and not just for the Olympics, but we take groups there to them, and they run a great adaptive gymnastics class, and just the nicest people. They'll be there. We also, this year, we're going to bring an inflatable obstacle course.
Wow.
Which would be a lot of fun. That, you know, we're going to keep it with the elementary group, but at the end of the day, everybody get a chance to use that. So again, as Mr. Breault said, not only do we want to have these different activities to make it a fun day, but we also want parents and students to be, you know, maybe find some outside extracurricular activities. Maybe they're joining karate, or they're joining gymnastics, or they're going to join gnome surfing. So these are all great things, I think, that we can bring back, the community brings to us, that we can also bring back to them.
You talked last time with Capello, actually, and Mr. Freight's at the CrossFit event.
Yeah.
That's something we want to incorporate now, because CrossFit's something that you can do forever. You can do it for the rest of your life, even when you're done with Dartmouth High, right? So we're going to incorporate some new stuff that hopefully can be long-lasting for some of these participants.
Yep. So I just wanted to add on to the inflatable. Is that the same one that we did for that?
It's very similar to the one that we had for our winter track banquet. Yeah. So it's a big inflatable obstacle course. Yep.
Yeah. So adding on to that though, this is, I know you've numerously said, and I know you've said it many times, one of the best days of the year, without a doubt, and it's undoubtedly my favorite day of the year too. I know you said during Dartmouth's Finest you like to judge it, and then you that's like your first favorite day, and then the second one's Special Olympics. So every year, how do you guys look forward to the event though?
Yeah, like you just said, Ben, those are my 2 favorite days, right? I love Dartmouth's Finest. I think that's a really cool event, but Special Olympics is, I think, the icing on the cake. It's just so much fun. You can't leave without a smile on your face, and for, you know, us and our whole group of people that support us in making this happen, it's really cool to see everyone having fun out there and coming together. It's that community atmosphere, so it's just one of my favorite days of the school year. You can't beat it.
Yeah, it's I love bringing everybody to one place, which is fantastic. So we have students that we've worked with throughout the system all get to one place, and staff, we all get together, which doesn't happen often. So that makes the day very special. We also bring back alumni, you know, and I love that. Like we have Aaron Alves, who has been with us forever, and you know Aaron well, and he's one of our famous track athletes, and often has inspirational speeches, and this year he said he's going to kick us off this year with a little inspirational speech during our opening ceremony, so I'm looking forward to that.
Is he coming out of retirement?
He is out. He's officially out of retirement. Now, 2 years ago, he told Mr. Freight's he was going to come out of retirement, and he did. So everyone's happy about that, and I'm looking forward to his speech. But there are moments like that, not just Aaron, but we have like Ben Steligan, a few other athletes that always come back, that always just are so helpful, and they just love being part of it. They went from being athletes to volunteers. They want to go back to the athletic portion again. So it's all great. You know, it's just great seeing everybody and connecting, and not just we've built these friendships, so we want to maintain these.
Yeah.
So it's just a great day for everybody involved.
And you speak about alumni too, and at the same time, we've had like a lot of alumni. We've had like numerous, during the BU trip, we've had a lot come, like some postgraduate of Dartmouth High School. For example, we have somebody who's 53 years old and has been a part of our unified program since the start. And you're probably about the same age as him at the time, but
Yeah, no, we have. Yeah, I'm a little older, sadly, but no, we have several athletes, including Mr. Breault's aunt, who has been an athlete with us for a long time, and she's mid 50s.
Yeah, 52.
52, okay, early 50s, and we have. We're speaking of Mark Almeida, who's 53, who's one who keeps coming back. He was one of the first students I had when I started here in Dartmouth. But yeah, they come back and they've been involved and they love it. It's a weekend they look forward to. So that's also something that we like to build off. We have our high school students that are in the crowd here. A lot of them go to Boston with us, and they enjoy that. And then as they get older, they can continue to go to those activities. And there's a dance there. There's the competition. But we want to keep the alumni as involved as we can. And it's an area that maybe we've kind of not done the best job with, that we're trying to do better at. And I see as we're moving forward, we're starting to create some alumni events and some alumni networks. And I think you're going to see more and more of that, them just helping out and being part of this whole day and this whole event, and as it should be. You know, it was kind of, they were there from the beginning, they helped start it, and they want to continue it, which is great.
Yeah, my last question too, we have some of the events that we've partnered with, and we have a DJ again, right? Will it be
DJ Coach Magnet's coming back, which is awesome. So we got to reach out to him and just confirm. But you're going to see a lot of the same type of people that have helped out in years past still coming back. And like we said, it's just exciting that we're able to grow. And I think Capella just spoke to it a little bit, right, with the alumni. But this kind of kicks off a whole month or two of really fun events where we get to connect with these alumni like Aaron and Mark, and there's so many others that come and be a part of it. And it's just about keeping that community going, right? Yeah. So we're excited for another fun day.
Yeah, and I'm excited too. If you guys want to come out, it is on May 16th. Opening ceremonies is at 9:30, right?
9:30, 10 o'clock.
9:30, 10 o'clock. I know you're still adjusting the schedules as the time speaking it. But if you guys want to come to watch Special Olympics, it will be at the DYSA Fields. We'll have some of the students come down. Maybe some of their classes will come watch as well. So it should be a fun day. I'm excited for that. And thank you, Mr. Breault, and thank you, Mr. Capella, for coming on today.
Thank you, Ben.
Thanks,
Ben.
Ben.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Okay, thank you.